Baseball is supposed to be a game of stats, strategy, and split-second reflexes. But sometimes, it looks more like a blooper reel cooked up by a caffeine-fueled sitcom writer. You've got players turning routine plays into puzzles, coaches losing track of how the sport works, and umpires squinting like they left their glasses in the bullpen. From rules nobody understands to plays nobody should have tried. Welcome to the greatest blooper reel the MLB didn't mean to create. These are the dumbest, most brain-melting plays of recent time. And trust me, by the end of this list, you'll be wondering how some of these guys still get paid millions to do this. Let's start with the Dodgers, who managed to score a run off someone's leg. Because when in doubt, just let the rules confuse everyone and jog home like it was part of the plan. Number 8, the Shin bounce blunder. In a game between the Dodgers and the Mets, the ball didn't just bounce into play. It bounced off a shin, took a hard left turn into confusion, and somehow turned into a run. Dodgers catcher Dalton Rushing was at the plate when the pitch clanked off his shin guard, rolled out like a slow-motion blooper, and left the Mets scrambling like someone spilled coffee on a keyboard. While everyone tried to figure out what the heck just happened, the Dodgers casually slid a runner across home plate. The Mets fans were in shock, the Dodgers fans celebrating, and MLB replay officials were sitting there like, not reviewable, sorry. Apparently, there's a rule, and we're using the term rule very loosely, that says you can't challenge whether a batter was hit by the pitch if the ball ends up in play. So the Dodgers took full advantage of that glitch in the matrix, scored a run, and left the Mets with nothing but confusion and a bad mood. Now, if you think that was strange, wait till you see a play where the umpire literally joins the defense. Accidentally, but still. 7. Umpire-assisted putout. And for a brief, glorious moment, the first base ump became the Rockies' best defender. Giants' Brett Wisely hit a routine ground ball, or at least it was supposed to be routine, but then the ball took a scenic detour, straight into first base umpire Chris Conroy's leg. Yep, the ball smacked him clean and bounced perfectly toward Rockies' first baseman Michael Toglia, who scooped it up and got the out like it was all part of the plan. Toglia didn't just field the ball, he fielded destiny, assisted by the one guy who's supposed to stay out of the play entirely. No one knew whether to laugh, cry, or throw the rule book at the moon. Even the broadcast team was like, did that just happen?
Oh my goodness, I have never, ever seen that play.
The best part is that it's totally legal. Once the ball hits the ump in fair territory behind the infielders, it's still in play. So thanks to a well-placed shin and some unintentional hockey defense, the Rockies got an out and the Giants got a face full of disbelief. But at least the ump didn't drop the ball. The same can't be said for the Mets outfield in our next mess. Number 6, Mets tag-up confusion. Sometimes in baseball, the ball gets lost. Sometimes, the logic does too. So, a fly ball heads to right center, and Juan Soto and Tyrone Taylor both decide to catch it, just not at the same time. It bobbles between them like a hot potato at a family barbecue before someone finally grabs it. Meanwhile, Michael Conforto tags up and heads to third, cool as you like. The Mets smell trouble and they challenge the play, but here's the plot twist. They challenge the wrong part. Not the tag, the bobble. Just something else entirely. And when they realize it, too late. MLB's challenge rules don't come with a rewind button. So the Dodgers keep the base, the Mets waste a challenge, and a scoreboard gets an extra run while the fans get a headache. If you thought that was bad, just wait. The next play ended in a triple play that shouldn't have counted in the first place. 5. Triple play controversy. What you're witnessing is a triple play that lives in a legal gray area, and a moral one too. Jesse Winker of the Mets smacks a line drive straight toward Nationals first baseman Nathaniel Lowe, who appears to make the catch. Instinct kicks in and runners panic, throw it around, and within seconds, the Mets have hit into what looks like a perfectly executed triple play. Except, it wasn't. Slow-mo replay showed it all. The ball hit the ground first. Lowe didn't catch it clean. That triple play was a mirage wrapped in a bad call. But here's the crazy part. The play couldn't be reviewed. MLB rules strike again. Apparently, when it comes to a low catch or trap, if the ump calls it a catch on the field and it's outside the infield, you can't challenge it. So the Nationals walked off with 3 outs they didn't quite earn, and the Mets walked off the field like someone just stole their lunch and made them say thank you. But if that felt unfair, the next guy turned baseball into a track meet by leaping over a pitcher like it was the 100-meter hurdles. 4. Josh Smith's leap. Before you ask, no, this isn't a deleted scene from a Marvel movie. It's just Josh Smith deciding gravity doesn't apply to him. So Smith hits a slow grounder, and Yankees reliever Tommy Conley runs over to cover the base. Textbook stuff. But instead of sliding or stopping or literally doing anything normal, Josh Smith leaps over Conley. Full flight mode. Knees up, cleats flying, channeling his inner Olympic hurdler. And get this, he beat the throw. Man jumped over a whole human being and still got on base like it was just another Tuesday. Conley didn't even try to tag him, probably because he was too busy processing the airborne madness that just passed overhead. It wasn't just dumb, it was dumb and brilliant, like a glitch in the baseball matrix. Now that was athletic chaos, but this next one is just straight up forgetful. Like, how do you forget to touch first base? Forgetful. 3. Marlins intentional walk mishap game. You know the saying, you had one job? Yeah, Jesus Sanchez heard that and said, what if I don't? The man was literally handed first base on an intentional walk. No swinging, no running, no effort required, just a calm, respectful jog to first. But somehow, he forgot to touch the base. He strolled down the line like it was a victory lap, rounded the bag like he was admiring the view, and never actually made contact. The Cubs caught it, appealed, and the ump was like, yep, he's out. And just like that, Sanchez got erased from the base paths for doing less than nothing wrong until he did.
How about that? He is ruled out.
This is going to be interesting.
Now, he pointed at the runner at first, which is a little confusing. Jesus Sanchez called to be out.
Imagine being out during an intentional walk. That's like tripping on your shoelaces during a red carpet entrance. It wasn't just dumb, it was impressively dumb. The kind of mistake that makes even T-ball coaches reconsider their life choices. You see, this is an example of a reckless decision, but the next guy took it further by trying to steal home, with the bases loaded, on a 3-0 count. Number 2. Mariners' ill-advised steal attempt game. Some baseball decisions are bold, some are gutsy. And then there's whatever Victor Robles was thinking here. So their bases loaded, 2 outs, and it's a 3-0 count.
You have a 3-0 count and you're going to try to steal home. 0 cents right there from the Mariners.
Absolutely ridiculous.
That's basically the universal sign to chill, wait for the pitch, and maybe earn a walk. But no, Robles looked at all that logic and said, stealing home sounds fun. He took off like he was starring in a movie no one else had read the script for. The pitcher was calm and the batter was just standing there. And before anyone could react, Robles was halfway down the line and then easily tagged out. You see, there's aggressive base running, and then there's base running that gets you benched in real time. And finally, if all that wasn't enough, let's cap things off with a play so simple, even the outfielder couldn't handle it. Number 1. Braves outfield misplay game. There are tough plays, and sometimes tricky catches. And then there's this, a routine fly ball that somehow turned into a walk-off loss. With the game on the line, the Mets hitter lifts a soft, harmless pop-up to right field. Easy catch, right? Not for Braves outfielder Ramon Laureano, who apparently forgot he was still playing defense. He overran the ball so badly, you'd think someone hit the fast-forward button on him. Ball drops behind him, chaos erupts. The Mets walk it off without even swinging for the fences, all thanks to a fly ball that should have ended the inning. Laureano was probably trying to convince himself the sun was in his eyes at night. This wasn't just a missed opportunity. It was the cherry on top of a hot, melted Sunday of misplays, the kind of mistake that makes highlight reels on accident. And there you have it, the finest collection of baseball brain farts. These plays remind us that even in the big leagues, nobody's safe from a little MLB madness. Smash that like button like Victor Robles smashing expectations in the worst way. Subscribe for more dumb brilliance, and tell us in the comments which one melted your brain the most. Until next time, keep your eyes on the ball. For the love of baseball, just touch first base.